Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In the interest of your safety and enjoyment of today's events, please listen to the following message. According to New York State law, there is no smoking in the event center. For your safety, please note that fire exits are clearly marked by exit signs. Kindly take a moment to identify the location of the fire exit nearest you, keeping in mind that it may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, an alarm will sound and you should calmly and safely exit the building at that time. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Grand Marshal Jonathan Karp, and I'd like to call to order the commencement of the Harpur College of Arts and Sciences of the State University of New York at Binghamton. Everyone, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. We welcome you to join vocalist Kelsey Watts in singing our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the and the home of the
Please be seated.
As president of Binghamton University, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Harpur College Arts and Science ceremony. Congratulations to you all. Before we proceed with our program, I would like to welcome members of the Binghamton University Council who are joining us today. Catherine Grant Madigan, Linda Beamer, and Adam Wilkes, student representative. I would also like to introduce our other special guests. They will stand as I call their names. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Donald Neiman, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Elizabeth Chilton, Dean, Harpur College of Arts and Sciences. Sheldon Goldfarb, Binghamton University Foundation President. Sonny Cummings Hostin, Honorary Degree Recipient. Curtis Kendrick, Dean, University Libraries. Gary Keibel, Alumni Association President. Michael McGough, Senior Vice Provost and Chief Financial Officer. Pamela Mission, Associate Professor and Faculty Advisor to the President. Gloria Meredith, Founding Dean, School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. Joanne Navarro, Vice President of Operations. Brian Rose, Vice President for Student Affairs. Ashley Serbanich, Professional Staff Senate. Tamar Ashdot Bari, Student Speaker. Please join me in applauding these special guests. Let me also recognize all of the esteemed faculty members who have mentored and guided our graduates. Your efforts have been crucial to the intellectual growth and achievements that we celebrate today. Will all faculty on stage and in the audience rise? Please join me as we applaud their support of and dedication to the success of our students. Well, if you're paying close attention, I didn't introduce one of the persons on the stage. That is because he is a man who needs no introduction. And he is here today to congratulate you on your accomplishments. New York State's U.S. Senator Charles Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, President Stenger. And first, congratulations to this great class of 2018. You've made it. And I want to compliment President Stenger and the whole faculty and staff and everybody who works here. This is one of the finest educational institutions of higher learning, not just in New York State, but in our entire country. So thank you. Job well done. Now, first, I'd like to announce my class gift. You know, it's hard to pay for college. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. That's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So a few years ago, I wrote a law that said you or your parents, whoever paid for college, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off your federal taxes to help defray the cost of tuition every year of college and of graduate school, provided, in Washington there's always a provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So if you come from a family that makes below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad, whoever paid, takes that credit. It's relatively new, and last year about a quarter of all the people who are entitled didn't. And if you forgot either last year or the previous years, you can file a little form with the IRS. It's not complicated, and you can get a check of $7,500 back in the mail. Not bad as a class gift. Now, what happens if you come from a family that makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'd like to say a word to the moms and dads. I know how you feel. A few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did and watched our daughter Jessica get her diploma. It was one of the greatest days in our lives. And you know, raising kids is not easy. If you're like us, you probably thought back to the tough times. We remembered when Jessica was 4 months old. She had 106.5 fever. We rushed her to the hospital, but praise God, she made it. We remembered when we put her on the kindergarten bus for the first time. As the bus pulled away, she ran to the back of the bus, waved goodbye out the back window, tears streaming down her little cheeks. But when Iris went to meet her on the bus's return at 2 o'clock, she bounded off the bus, happy as could be. She said, "Mommy, I came back." When we talked to her that night, we realized what was going on in her little brain. She thought that was it. New parents, new family, new house, new neighborhood. Then we remembered Jessie as a teenager, where she didn't say much to us. And when she did, we didn't understand a word she said. And then moms and dads, you see your daughters and sons come up here, get that diploma, and become an adult before your very eyes. Congratulations to the moms and dads. And one more word of thanks. As we're having a great time this afternoon here at Binghamton University, there are young men and young women your age, many from New York, who've enlisted in our armed forces. They're in very dangerous places like Iraq and Afghanistan, risking their lives for our freedom and our American way of life. Let's have a round of applause for them as well. Now, to this great class, Binghamton University 2018. You are graduating at a time of enormous change across the country and around the world. It's an era of profound economic change, profound social change. The world is moving so very, very fast. In the old days, you graduated from college, and the odds were pretty high you'd have the same job or at least work in the same field for the next 40 years. That's not so true anymore. Many of you will have several jobs. Many of you will even have several careers. Along with the economic changes, the internet has put so much information at your fingertips, sometimes it's hard to figure out what's important and to distinguish between what's true and what isn't. Around the world, there are great changes as well. When I went to college, words like mass shooting, terrorism were not even known. So it's a changing and difficult world. But here's the good news. Your generation is better equipped to adapt to all these new changes better than any generation before you. First, you've gotten a great education here at Binghamton University. Only about a third of the young people your age will graduate with any college degree, and your college degree is just about the best you can get. Second, as I mentioned, you have families. They'll have your backs no matter what happens through thick and thin. And third, you're the first generation to grow up completely familiar with all this new technology. You know, your parents, your teachers, me, we of the older generation, we try to get used to it. But you were born into it. Technology is to your generation as water is to a fish. You've been swimming in it your whole lives. And that gives you another advantage. So, bottom line, you are the best generation that we've ever seen who's equipped to overcome obstacles that the new world presents, to seize opportunities that the new world affords, and you're better equipped to pursue your passions, to dream big dreams, and maybe even accomplish big things. But right now, sitting in your seats, you may not be so sure of what's going to come next. With so much of the world changing, it may feel sometimes like you're jumping into an abyss. But the key, graduates, is this: don't fear the unknown. Don't fear change. Embrace it. Relish it. Soak it up. Don't let one setback, even if it seems horrible, stand in your way. Because if you embrace change and don't let the fear of failure deter you, the odds are very high you'll succeed. I know this because I went through sort of similar things. When I was seated at college graduation several decades back, as you are today, I had just learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid. For me, it was the opportunity for a lifetime. I was a kid from Brooklyn. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I met a girl, and I fell in love. I know what you're thinking. Aww. So I had to decide, do I go around the world on the all-expense-paid scholarship for a whole year? Or do I stay home with the girl, my first true love? Class of 2018, what would you have done? President Stenger, the class is divided. I stayed home with the girl. Don't clap yet, you romantics in that corner over there. The story unfolds. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was the matter. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was, no scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You're never going to make anything of yourself. Give it up, hang it up, it's all over, you're finished. And in fact, I stayed in my house for several months, moping around, feeling sorry for myself. But somehow I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself seated at graduation once again, but this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad that I was not going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I love politics. I told them, even though it would be very hard, I wanted to run for public office. That was my dream. My parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, I grew up in a working class family. My father was an exterminator, never went to college, didn't make much money. And the law firm was paying this fancy law firm $400 a week, which was more money than my family had ever seen. But my dream was to run for office, and so that fall, I ran for the New York State Assembly against very long odds, and I had 3 opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So she said I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big, thick head. Well, graduates, a few years earlier, I sure didn't get that girl, but that November, I won the election. So, to this great class of 2018, on your great day of achievement, my advice, take the risk. Don't let fear of failure or any setbacks deter you. You know, for those of us who have gotten a little older in life, One of the most difficult things to think about is the what ifs. What if I had only done this? What if I had only gone there? So my advice to the class of 2018 is simple. Go for it. You're certainly about to cast off into the unknown. Sometimes it sure can seem scary, but you've got great assets, your education, your family, your knowledge of technology. And so, garner up your courage, garner up your strength. Put aside your doubts, take a chance. And if you do, it is not only my hope, it is not only my prayer, it's indeed my confidence that you will find true success and true joy in life. To this great class of 2018, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed, and don't you forget, go for it.
Thank you so much, Senator Schumer, as he is off to another graduation somewhere. It's a busy guy this weekend. He's going to Long Island next. There's a few people from Long Island here. This is a joyous time for us all. However, this year also has been marked by tragedy, as members of the campus community were shocked and dismayed to have two of their classmates die in truly heartbreaking circumstances, while a third student died near his home in January. Senior nursing student Haley Anderson, freshman engineering student Joao Souza, and freshman Aaron A.J. Dannenbring were bright, talented students with promising futures ahead of them. And the entire campus community grieves the loss of these young and vital students. Please join me in a moment of silence in remembrance of them. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Provost, Donald Neiman.
Good afternoon, Harpur. Are you awake from lunch? Good afternoon. That's better. This is a time to celebrate. This is a time to be excited. Everything is coming together this afternoon. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to commencement and to be among the first to congratulate you, members of the class of 2018. Congratulations. You are truly a remarkable group of students. At the time you applied to Binghamton, you demonstrated that you had the academic ability to succeed at one of the best public universities in the United States. And since you arrived on our campus, whether as freshmen or transfer students, you've not only shown that you were very bright, you've also demonstrated that you're hardworking, curious, and eager to make the most of what this great university has to offer. You embody the balance that makes Binghamton University such a great place to work and to study. It has been a pleasure having you as our students. Congratulations on your many accomplishments, and please stay in touch with us in the years to come to keep us apprised of the many, many accomplishments that lie in your future. Congratulations, class of 2018. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce your dean, Elizabeth Chilton.
Welcome to our alumni and our soon-to-be alumni, family, and friends, it is my great honor to welcome you as Dean of Harpur College of Arts and Sciences. You are about to join thousands of alumni who over the past several decades have gone on in a vast array of successful careers and lives as professors, lawyers, teachers, authors, healthcare professionals, and performing artists, just to name a few. I know from personal experience, since I majored in anthropology, that some people will ask you, so what can you do with a liberal arts degree? And to that, I hope you will respond, anything I want. The goal of the liberal arts curriculum is to strengthen your intellectual skills and general knowledge, and also to help you become better problem solvers, better writers, and better able to express yourselves in a wide variety of media. I hope that your time at Binghamton has made you feel you've achieved these things and more. My brother once said to me that majoring in anthropology was one of the most optimistic things that anyone could ever do in life. I don't think he meant that as a compliment. I hope that as you graduate from Harpur College at Binghamton University that you feel tremendously optimistic about your futures and well prepared for whatever challenges and opportunities lie ahead. The motto of Harpur College, which I hope you have all memorized, is from breadth through depth to perspective. And I'm sure that your time at Binghamton has given you new perspective on life, whether you're going on to an exciting new job, graduate school, professional school, or you just haven't quite figured out yet what the next steps are. I've been Dean of Harpur only a year, so this is my first commencement. I'm graduating as new Dean of Harpur College today. And I'm continually impressed by our students who've completed, many of whom have completed multiple degrees, have engaged with any number of campus groups and off-campus activities. You've all worked hard and formed lifelong friendships. I hope that as alumni, you will stay connected with us, and families, we thank you for sharing your loved ones with us over these past few years. It has been our honor and pleasure to have them here with us as students, and congratulations and best wishes to all. It is now my pleasure to introduce our honorary degree recipient, Asuncion Cummings Hostin, or Sunny Hostin. Sunny is a former federal prosecutor, columnist, social commentator, and multi-platform journalist. Enrolling in Binghamton as an educational opportunity program student at the age of 16, Sunny received her bachelor's degrees in English and rhetoric in 1990, then going on to earn her law degree from Notre Dame Law School in 1994. Currently the senior legal correspondent and analyst for ABC News and co-host since 2016 of ABC Daytime's morning show, The View, she served as an assistant U.S. attorney in the District of Columbia, specializing in child sex crimes, and was also a managing director of business intelligence and investigations at Kroll, the world's leading risk consulting company. Ms. Hostin has remained engaged with Binghamton University. She serves on the Harpur College Advisory Council and has been the featured speaker for the Alumni Association's Special Recognition Awards ceremony, a panelist during the 2015 Metro Career Night, and a speaker for the 2015 student-organized TEDx Binghamton University Conference. Ms. Hostin was awarded with an honorary degree, honorary Doctor of Law degree on Friday evening. And therefore, since she now has 2 doctorates, including a JD, we're going to call her Dr. Hostin. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Hostin to the podium today.
Thank you so much, Dean. You know, I'm married to an orthopedic surgeon, and now that I am a doctor, I have been making a lot of jokes, and I told him recently, someone called asking for Dr. Hostin, and I sort of held the phone and I said, oh my goodness, I don't know who they're asking for. It could be you, it could be me. And he doesn't think it's funny, but I do, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Wow, you know, I'm going to do what I never get to do at work. I'm going to speak for more than 12 seconds without being interrupted. In honor of this rare event, I want to use my voice to speak to you, the 2018 graduates of my alma mater, Binghamton University, Harpur College. I want to speak to you about your voice, about the power of it, and more than that, the need for it, and I mean that. The world needs your voice, and that goes for every single one of you. The world needs your voice for two reasons. First, the world needs you to use your voice to speak for others. For those people who don't have a voice, or at least who have less of a voice than you do. Second, the world needs your voice to speak to people who are different from you, so that when you speak, they learn. These people don't have your perspective, and they can't get it without you speaking and without you listening. So the world needs your voice. 21 years ago, the famed journalist Barbara Walters thought it would be a pretty good idea to get 5 women together, all from different backgrounds, different ages, different points of view, who don't agree with each other on just about anything. Sitting around a table on national television with cameras and lights to discuss hot topics. The hotter and more volatile, the better. And the conversation had to be informed conversation, relatable conversation, funny conversation, smart conversation, but of all else, Barbara said it had to be civil conversation. And this, to her mind, was the recipe for a hit television show. Okay, did I mention that the women are from different perspectives, different backgrounds, different ages, different points of view, and that they don't agree on anything? Take, for example, the current cast. The moderator, Whoopi Goldberg. Yes, Whoopi. She is in her 60s. She's an African-American woman. She is self-taught, believe it or not. She did not go to high school. She didn't finish 8th grade because of her dyslexia. She is an award-winning actress. You've seen her. Color Purple, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Lion King, Ghost, Star Trek. She's an EGOT. That means she's only one of 12 people who have won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony. She's a big deal, and she's quite opinionated. Then there's Joy Behar. She's in her 70s. Remember, all the women are of different ages. She's an Italian-American from a tenement in Brooklyn. She's a comedian. She has a foul mouth. She's an original cast member, as left-leaning as you can get. She has a crush on Bernie Sanders, and she has an extreme dislike of Donald Trump. Sarah Haynes is in her 40s. She's a new mom. She's from Iowa. She is a bucket of sunshine. She is pretty moderate. She's a dog lover. She doesn't want to offend anyone, and she wants us all to get along. And then there's Meghan McCain. She's the daughter of Senator John McCain. She is in her 30s, newly married, no children, a conservative from Arizona who grew up in politics. She's a gun-toting NRA member. She drinks whiskey and likes to brag about her ability to skin a rabbit. And then there is this lawyer who is a former federal prosecutor who's going to be 50 in October, raised in the South Bronx projects, whose father is African American, whose mother is a Puerto Rican Jew, but that lawyer happens to be Roman Catholic. It's a long story. The lawyer is socially conservative. She graduated from one of the finest universities in the country. And she doesn't hunt, doesn't own a gun, ran away from bullets, in fact, going to school in the South Bronx, and used to feed pigeons and chickens, and anything that came her way. She's a real animal lover. And guess what? The women of The View don't agree on anything. And the hot topics we discuss, intentionally volatile, caliente, as I like to call it. We talk about the Donald Trump administration. We talk about the so-called fake news media, abortion, climate change, racism, healthcare, raising children, shootings in our schools, the Second Amendment, police brutality, relationships, sex. I just learned about a throuple, had no idea. And we talk about the latest feud on The Real Housewives. Apparently I am in a Twitter feud with one of the housewives. You can't make this stuff up. And then there are our guests with different views. Stormy Daniels, the porn star who allegedly had an affair with Donald Trump. Her attorney, Michael Avenatti, Senator Chuck Schumer, Jim Comey, Sarah Sanders, Joe Biden, Senator McCain, the SNL cast, J-Lo, Kim Kardashian, the housewives, the cast of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I love that movie. Yes. I mean, just to name a few. Snoop Dogg was just on our show, along with Martha Stewart. So although we don't agree on just about anything, we do it. We do it each and every day on ABC at 11 o'clock. Sometimes we do it successfully, sometimes not so much. We argue, we have discussions. We raise our voices, we are passionate, we laugh, and most importantly, we are civil, as Barbara would have it. The problem that I see in our communities, and I speak to a lot of communities and I travel often, is that we are losing our sense of civility. Along with that, I think we lose our voices. Every day, our culture entrenches itself more and more deeply into tribalism, into an us versus them mentality. We are playing the politics of otherism, and I'm sure you've seen it while you've been here at school. It seems lately that our culture encourages us to demonize the other and venerate those who we think are like us. We don't want to listen to people who don't sound or think the way we do. We want to speak in an echo chamber. We want to preach to the choir. Why? Because it's so comfortable. Well, this division takes away the power and meaning of our voices in my mind, because it encourages so many to just listen to others just like them. And many are frustrated that no one speaks for them and on behalf of them. And this is disheartening for me because we admire so many people from history precisely because they used their voice as a bridge between divided groups. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, which was also the dream of so many, and because he gave it a voice, eventually my mom and dad were able to get married at a time before they couldn't get married. I was able to attend this prestigious university with people of all different races and creeds and nationalities and religions and opinions. So when it feels like the culture discourages us from bridging divides, remember that history will be on your side when you do so. As Senator Schumer said, you are graduating into a world where you know technology better than anyone and where technology gives more opportunity for your voice than ever before. A world where you can be heard even if you don't have, say, a seat on a TV show like The View. And I'm not just talking about social media because there are some downfalls there. We all know those Twitter thugs with keyboard courage living in their mama's basement, talking to I don't know whom. I'm talking about the actual physical spaces you occupy and will occupy. I'm talking about how you will go on to work at companies where you can use your voice to amplify other voices. It can be as simple as being in a meeting and gentlemen saying, I want to hear what she thinks, Or even better yet, for those mansplainers, I think she just said that. Yes, I've experienced that. Or you can honor your own voice when all others are against you. And you never know, you might be speaking for someone else as well. Someone who might not, for whatever reason, feel comfortable using their own voice. You can use your voice to influence products and services to benefit more people. You can use your voice to create real change among the people around you. And that's just where it starts, really. Look out, because pretty soon, and it happened to me, your voice is somehow changing the world. And I want to help that happen. So as someone whose voice shouldn't have been heard, remember, I'm a kid from the South Bronx born to teenage parents of different races in the 60s who watched her uncle stabbed in front of her, who watched her best friend's father get shot in front of our neighborhood candy store. I should have been a statistic. But here I am, speaking to all of you, the 2018 graduating class. So I'm trying to distill what I have in my mind and my experience, I want to offer 5 keys into how you can make your voice matter. First, I love who's over there. First, to make your voice matter, you must speak to the other side. Let me say that again. To make your voice matter, you must speak to the other side. Don't just preach to the choir. What I do love about The View, or what I have learned to love about The View, is that everyone's voice is heard. It's something I think that's very rare in today's world. What I've learned there is to speak to the other side, you have to practice empathy, actual role play, and Joy Behar taught me this. People with different ideas think differently. And so pretend like you're them for a moment. What do they care about? What are they worried about? Why do they think the way that they think? And listen. I had a very valuable lesson on air in front of millions of people recently. We were talking about the Second Amendment after the Parkland shooting. And you can imagine someone like me who prosecuted cases of violence against women and violence against children, who witnessed so much violence. I am not an NRA member. I am certainly against gun violence in any form. And as we discussed it, I'm discussing it with my gun-toting NRA member co-host. And she went on to talk about the Second Amendment and her view of the Second Amendment and the right to gun ownership and how it's a sacred right to so many people. And as she was talking, I was looking at the clock, and we have a clock in our studio that tells us how much time is left for a segment. And I was waiting to pounce, honestly. And when I saw there were about 30 seconds left, I said, "Really? You seem to know a lot about the Second Amendment. I learned it a little differently in law school." And then Whoopi said, "We'll be right back." And it became a meme because Megan was hurt. And for me, it was like a drop the mic moment. I thought, I shut her up. I one-upped her. But that's not what I did. I damaged our relationship. I damaged our friendship. I wasn't listening to her. I squelched her voice, and I didn't allow her to be heard. A couple of days later, Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State under the Bush administration, came on our show, and she is very good friends with Megan. And she came into my dressing room and said to me, "I've been listening to this passionate discussion you all are having about the Second Amendment, and I know how you feel, and I know that you feel it is without that there are limitations on the Second Amendment, but you should know my story." Because at one point I felt, why do people have guns? Why do they have so many guns? And she said when she was a young girl growing up in Birmingham, Alabama, that the KKK started driving around her neighborhood and rounding up the guns of the African American families. And that her father and her father's friends hid those guns underneath their beds. They hid the guns in garages and in basements. and they didn't get those guns. And the next time the KKK came out to cause harm to those families, the people in those families had arms, and they stood outside of their homes on their porches, and they shot into the air, and they saved hundreds of people. And that is why, for Condoleezza Rice, gun ownership is important. Well, by listening to the other side, I changed my perspective a bit. Speaking to the other side and listening to the perspective really gives your voice true power. Key number 2. The second key to making your voice matter is speak for those who do not have a voice. Education is the great equalizer. And as Senator Schumer said, there are very few in your age group that have that education. It is an honor and it is a privilege. And with that comes great responsibility. And I truly believe that you cannot live a perfect day unless you do something for someone else who can never repay you. I truly believe that you cannot live a perfect day without doing something for someone who can never repay you. When you speak up and you speak out for someone else, it is a gift to them, but most importantly, it is a gift to you. I will never forget when I was a correspondent and analyst for CNN, and I was in Sanford, Florida, covering the Trayvon Martin case. And as a woman of color raising a child of color, a boy of color, I was intimately affected by that case. And I sat in the courtroom each and every day, and I kept on hearing about how Trayvon Martin was described as kind of a thug, gold teeth, aggressive. But I knew differently because I had done research, and I knew that he was a whiz in science and math. I knew that he wanted to fly planes. I knew that he had trained with the only African-American pilot who had traveled around the world. I knew that. And I went on air every night to remind our viewers that this was a side to Trayvon Martin, a side that had not been told. And I will never forget when his mother came to me crying and held me and said, "Thank you for giving a voice to my son. Thank you for giving a voice to our family." So remember always, speak for those who do not have a voice. Key number 3, seek out those who can amplify your voice. Every decision I have learned that will ever be made about your career will be made in a room when you aren't there. Every decision. Should you get the job? Should you get the project? Should you get the degree? Should you get the promotion? They will decide that without you. So you need a champion, someone who will amplify your voice. You need a champion who has political capital, who will be in that room and is willing to spend the capital on you. Willing to spend the capital on you. I've had wonderful champions in my life. Of course, my parents, of course, my family, but I remember Louis Del Valle of the EOP program here, who guided this 16-year-old girl who had no money. I was here on a full scholarship. I had never seen this campus. I got the letter, I got the money, and I came. And he guided me and told me, "You can do it." And he was my champion, and he amplified my voice. Find someone, graduates, within the power structure who will advocate for you, and be intentional about finding that person, because that person can come in all shapes and forms, and that person may be sitting right next to you. Fourth, and this is a big one, speak kindly to yourself. It's so easy to punish yourself for every imperfection you perceive. I used to do it. I'm lying, I still do it. I've gotten better, I think. Even as I was working as a federal prosecutor specializing in child sexual abuse, where, by the way, I never lost a case. Even then, thank you, I always thought I should have said this better. I should have found that extra witness. How can my work be more important? I can be doing more to help people. That kind of thinking only gave me terrible anxiety and self-doubt. I threw up after each and every argument. I threw up before I got to trial. None of that really helped anybody, least of all myself. So give yourself permission to be imperfect. Maybe you switched majors. I did. Biology was just not my thing. Too bad it only took me 2.5 years to figure that out. Maybe you still don't know what you want to do. Maybe it took you longer than 4 years to get your degree. It took me 5. Any 5-year programs in the house? A couple of you. Trust me, you're gonna be all right. If you care enough to notice imperfections, that means you're out there and you're doing it. And sometimes just getting yourself out there is the most difficult barrier of all, so speak kindly to yourself. And finally, the 5th and last key to making your voice matter is this. Please use your own voice. No one can do you better than you can do you. And that sounds obvious, but it's very, very challenging. It's so easy to want to imitate a hero. I know when I started my career on television, I pretended to be Soledad O'Brien. I cut my hair, I dyed my hair, and I spoke, I thought, like Soledad. It wasn't working. So to go into a career because it's what your parents want you to do, because it seems like a good way to make money, because, I don't know, law school, why not? Your voice, your passion, your purpose is uniquely and authentically your own. And people will not understand your voice because it does not belong to them. They will not understand your dreams because they were given to you divinely, authentically. So if they don't understand those dreams and your passion and your perceived purpose and your voice, too bad. It was meant for you. I didn't come into my own until I realized that. And now I'm learning to be the best version of myself. Each one of you has an equally unique voice. Whatever it is, whoever you are, be that person as best you can be. I met a woman recently at a play called 3 Tall Women. It's a wonderful play. It's about the evolution of a woman through life. If you get the chance to be in New York City, you must see it. Her name was Heidi. And after the play, I was sitting in the audience alone, I thought, crying, because it just sort of gave this 360 view of life. And she came up to me, and she recognized me, and she said this: "Remember, Sonny, the hand that you hold the longest throughout your life is your own." And I thought it was so profound. The hand that you hold the longest throughout your life is your own. So you alone control the volume, the quality, and the content of your voice. Do not deny yourself, your family, your community, and our world what only you can offer. The world needs your voice to speak for those who haven't found their own, to speak to those who may not look or think or act like you. The world needs your voice, and I am so very proud of the 2018 graduates of Harpur College of the State University of New York. Be well, and God bless, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Hostin. Thank you very much for your remarks. Those were wonderful. I'm now pleased to introduce Gary Keibel, President of the Alumni Association Board. He'd like to share congratulations on behalf of the Alumni Association. Gary?
Thank you, President Stenger. Tough act to follow. I'd ask you all to actually please rise as Kelsey Watts and the University Wind Symphony perform the Harpur Alma Mater. The lyrics can be found on page 28 of your commencement program. Thank you. Please be seated. On behalf of the Binghamton University Alumni Association, it's my pleasure to congratulate you graduates on your fantastic accomplishments. And to celebrate this very special occasion, I'm pleased to give each and every one of you a free yet very valuable gift today: lifetime membership in the Binghamton University Alumni Association. You're welcome. This is something truly valuable. You are now a member of an organization with over 130,000 members in all 50 states and over 100 countries. Your Alumni Association is one of the most important professional and social organizations you will ever join. Believe me, it's a hot ticket. We have almost 4,000 new members joining this weekend alone. I'm sure you've walked around campus at some point or another wearing a Binghamton sweatshirt or a Binghamton hat. As you move on from school today, I encourage you to continue to wear Binghamton on your sleeve. You are now an emissary and ambassador for the school. Your success reflects on the school and other alumni, and the success of other alumni reflect on you. Among our many accomplished alumni are CEOs and senior management at leading corporations, leaders in the financial and legal industries, the most talented engineers, teachers, nurses, social workers, and professionals of all kinds, as well as media personalities, movie stars, and even a United States congressman. I look forward to the day when there are posters of you on campus as accomplished alumni. And I'll admit it, you guys are much more impressive than graduates of my generation. I'm reminded of this fact every time I meet a recent grad. I mean, I satisfied my science requirement by taking a geology class called Earthquakes, Whose Fault? And I took it pass-fail. So as you graduate today, I ask you to take 3 very important steps. Number 1, make sure that you are always digitally connected to the Alumni Association. Like us on our Facebook page, join our LinkedIn groups, follow us on Instagram and elsewhere, and visit alumni.binghamton.edu to make sure your information is always up to date in our alumni directory, Be Connected. We can't find you for opportunities if you don't first find us. Number 2, don't be a stranger. The Alumni Association holds over 80 events around the country each year. Sign up, show up, and have some fun with your fellow alumni. And number 3, make new Binghamton connections. When you come across another Binghamton graduate, use that common bond as an opportunity to open a door. Tell older alumni how amazing our campus looks. I'm giving this same message to all graduates this weekend. You and I are now connected forever, and I'm looking forward to connecting with my 4,000 new best friends. You're a Bearcat for life, and I am honored to be in the same Alumni Association as you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gary. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Tamar Ashtobari, the 2018 Harpur College of Arts and Sciences Commencement student speaker. Tamar is graduating summa cum laude with majors in English and Judaic Studies. As a Harpur Fellow in 2017, Tamar completed a community service project in Argentina where she taught English, Hebrew, and music to middle and high school students. She is the recipient of the 2018 SUNY Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence, the 2015 and 2016 Andrew Bergman Creative Writing Award. She also won first place from the Academy of American Poets College Prize, and I believe she's just won a Best Thesis Award, Best Creative Thesis. Maybe she'll tell you about that. I also know Tamar through her work at Harpur Edge. Please welcome to the podium, Tamar.
Good afternoon, graduates. I'd like to start by thanking Binghamton University for giving me the honor and opportunity to fulfill my dream of speaking at commencement. I would also like to thank President Stanger, Dean Chilton, and all of the faculty and administrators, as so many of them helped me reach this special moment. I would also like to recognize a few of the professors and mentors who have encouraged and supported me throughout my college experience, Professor Randy Friedman, Professor Maria Gillen, Professor Dina Danone, Professor Joe Weil, and Wendy Newberger. Last, but definitely not least, I'd like to give a shout out to my mom, who is in the audience. She is a huge inspiration to me and is a driving force behind my success. Close your eyes for a moment. No, really, close them. Imagine a dream destination for yourself. It can be anything, large or small, a beach, a mountaintop at the end of a hike, a foreign country. How does the road to this destination look? Is the path direct? Is the flight nonstop? Are there any interruptions along the way? What do you do when you encounter a roadblock? Do you stop in your tracks and give up? Do you overcome the obstacle and continue? Now open your eyes. The most important thing I have learned in college is that the road is rarely straight. Nothing is ever as we initially imagine it to be. And even when we have planned to the best of our ability, there's always something that surprises us. There have been so many bumps, detours, and forks in my road throughout college. Numerous experiences that have pushed me to reevaluate who I am as a friend, a student, and most importantly, as an individual. But it has been my choice to navigate these transformative moments with passion and perseverance that has allowed me to thrive. My father's favorite word was perseverance. When he passed away my sophomore year of college during finals week, I wasn't sure how to keep moving forward. My college career came to a screeching halt. I was enveloped by questions and doubts I had not before experienced in my first 20 years of life. I ultimately ended up taking a semester off, which in turn lengthened my road to graduation, but I vowed to transform my father's favorite word into the foundation of who I would become in the face of this life-altering loss. I believe that we find the ability to persevere when we find passion in what we do. After my father passed away, I leaned on the things I loved, one of which is art. I sang with an a cappella group, I joined a poetry writing workshop, I took an African dance class. I found that when I was artistically motivated and passionate, I was able to propel myself forward. Pursuing the liberal arts as students in Harpur College has allowed us to engage with a wide variety of fields that make each of us feel passionate and inspired. If we continue to integrate the things we love into our daily lives, I assure you the challenges that may come will not be impediments, but rather opportunities for improvement and growth. Not all detours on our road are the result of loss or setback. There are also moments when the road forks and we are given two wonderful choices. In those moments, I urge us to choose what is least familiar. I urge us to take a risk. If you had told me at the beginning of college that I would travel to Argentina on a paid fellowship from my university to teach music, I wouldn't have believed you. But that's exactly what is so special about the future. It holds all the best opportunities, the adventures we don't plan for. So now close your eyes again. Envision the beautiful road ahead. Understand that there will be places where the path will diverge and meander. Embrace the unknown, because the unexpected and our response to it will be what shapes us and our success, now and in the future. Thank you, and to quote Elle Woods, congratulations, class of 2018, we did it!
Thank you, Tamar, for your remarks. They were wonderful. At this time, we will recognize the accomplishments of our baccalaureate degree candidates. Dean Chilton, please come forward for the presentation of our baccalaureate degree candidates from the Harpur College of Arts and Sciences.
At this time, we recognize the accomplishments of our baccalaureate degree candidates. First, we will recognize students who have achieved Latin honors. We recognize 3 levels of achievement: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. The names of the candidates for these honors appear in the commencement program. Almost 600 Harpur College students are candidates for Latin honors, so we will not announce each by name, but we shall recognize students attending today by having them stand in place. Candidates graduating cum laude, please rise. You may be seated. Candidates graduating magna cum laude, please rise. You may be seated. Candidates graduating summa cum laude, please rise. You may be seated. My congratulations to all of you on your outstanding academic achievements. Latin honors are based on a student's cumulative grade point average. Students who have earned the distinction of departmental honors or distinguished independent work have achieved academic excellence and have been recognized by the faculty in their major department. President Stenger, as the Dean of Harpur College, I am pleased to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled all their baccalaureate degree requirements as prescribed by the faculty. Professor Carl Gelderloos, please join the President and me in greeting the degree candidates from the Department of German and Russian Studies, Student Marshal Jaron Bryant and School Marshal Celia Klin. Please lead the candidates to the platform so that all may receive recognition for their academic achievement.
Watch her, she's going to tell you what to do. They're going to shake your hand first. Harpur Bryant. Step up. No, take her hand. Down. Hannah M. Sheridan. Bennett Sussman. Brianna X. Cominiello. Alex Resnick. Allison M. Sulkowski. Matthew R. Degel. Give me the, okay, thank you. Thank you, Professor. Will Professor Robert Holhan please join us to acknowledge the candidates in the individualized major program? Max J. Hirsch. Zechariah P. Liebman. Thank you, Professor. Will Professor Oktay Sekerjisoy please join us at the podium to receive the Global and International Affairs majors? Ilian Maral. Naz Kurmus. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Randy Friedman please join us to greet the candidates from Judaic Studies? Wade J. Melnick. Shai B. Katz. Tamar Ashdod. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Nancy Applebaum please join us to greet the candidates from the Latin American and Caribbean Studies program? Michelle D. Arias. Maria Matut. Raul Sepin. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Robert D'Amico please join us to greet the candidates from the Department of Geological Studies? Stephen Looney. Kara Eckenrode. Joseph Mastro. Nicole Castanis. Chelsea L. Shuto. Ryan M. Casserly. Megan A. Kelly. Matthew Sibbles. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Douglas Glick please join us to acknowledge the candidates from the linguistics program? Jean-Michel T. Fry. Jonathan B. Reitzis. Stephanie Hosier. Emily C. Lai. Ana Maria Anzalone. Allison Lee. Sharon Chu. Leslie Wang. Bai Jiao Ye. An Wang. Ting Li. Amina Jamal. Adrian Antonio. Veronica Vasello. Rachel Lee. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Jay Newberry from the Geography Department please join us to welcome your majors? Dylan M. Markowitz. Evan K. Larson. Giovanni Mejia. Jeffrey D. Goldberg. Alexandros Balili. Joshua B. Gonzalez. Alex Greenbaum. Anthony A. Norberto. Michael Kesner. Huan Liu. Lei Liu. Wei Wu. Yuqing Wang. Michael K. Sullivan. Jackie Chen. Y. Kent Wong. Leola A. Gordon. Victoria M. Lococo. Lily P. Antioch. Dana Kuster. Maria McQuaid. Sophia M. Anuth. Rachel K. Warner. Jared Ristoff. Benjamin K. Nelson. Ryan Glynn. Sabine Petit-Frere. Nevada Daniels. Dawson Lau. Gabriel M. Cristofari. Cristabel Martinez. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Carl Lippo please join us to recognize the candidates from Environmental Studies? Grace T. Felton. Geneva N. Lish. Aaron Soustville. Amanda Seta Ducati. Deborah Gabe. Timothy Wong. Timothy Morris. Ashmita Das. Devin L. Jensen. Samantha R. Brown. Claire F. McGarry. Nicholas Libashi. Jennifer L. Wolf. Kuiper Fialkov. Benjamin W. McLaughlin. Samuel A. Pereira. Renata Ontman. Ethan Scott. Logan J. Bretz. John Sweeney. Samantha L. Klein. Sage Gibbons. Elina A. Mancini. Peter J. DeSalvo. Nathan Christensen. Robin Michael. Shannon Shelkey. Daniel Von Schulgen. Zachary R. Strebel. Andrew T. Jacobson. Jacob Kosis. Kevin Carey. Matthew J. Richards. Christopher I. Kuletsa. Sarah M. Shaheen. Eileen Murphy. Sarah E. Hall. Brittany G. Perez. Zachary Gates. Randall Lupin. Alex Cox. Vincent J. Shulo. Irene L. Bradley. Spencer Gilbert. Andrew Clark. Rachel Guerrero. Paris A. Caprio. Melissa S. Noboa. Jade Alvarez. Stephen M. Trencho. Yi Ching Chang. Tara A. Grogan. Grant H. Lowe. Elias Miller. Eliana M. Epstein. Hope Townsend. Kai Brown. Michelle Lynn. Alexandra Kroll. Sienna B. Spitzer. Michael J. Kunchan. Henry W. O'Connor. Sophia Osorio. Miles S. DeBoer. Christian Maye. Yanni Kefalas. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Nathaniel Andrade please join us to acknowledge the candidates from history? Sarah M. Hobler. Jordan M. Wallach. Tiffany G. Camusi. Taylor Paradiso. Cassandra R. Martin. Anthony M. Collins. David M. Edelman. Catherine E. Ello. Julia M. Renchner Kelly. Angelina Brooks. Susan C. Kodespotri Thomas. Benjamin M. Ingerman. Jamie F. Silverman. Nicole Gleitzer. Rachel McGovern. Ashley M. Blake. Kayla M. Brooks. Caitlin R. Jardine. Rachel Zapp. Zachary E. Mike. Tomas E. Arias. Ryan J. Miller. Christian Ricardo. Iris French. Michael E. Kubler. Edward Kerner. Jared Goldfarb. Benjamin R. Goldberg. Noah H. Bressner. Allison R. Moorhead. Bryant Chu. Griffin B. Mayhew. Benjamin Gilberg. Max C. Mercogliano. Alexandria J. DeCola. Ryan Clancy. Kevin Hiller. Kyle F. Yarborough. Nina Ocampo. Tiffany Tong. Frank Freer. Tyler A. Takbar. Alicia C. John. Matthew Long. Russell Brown. Lorianne L. Foster. Rowan G. Fleischner. Enya Nicole Kakari. Jack Bochicchio. Gabriel M. Lewis. Brianne Arthur. Katie Gaudette. Christina N. Millen. Alexa Pam. Matthew Biaggi. Dylan Eggleston. Lauren M. Muratore. Magdalena Kus. James F. Swilling. Amanda B. Fox. Rachel Levy. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Monica Mehta please join us from the English Department to recognize your majors? Robert A. Rosen. Sarah Goldstein. Stacy M. Schimmel. Rachel E. Greenspan. Rachel A. Horner. Shannon C. Kelly. Awaba. Cara Brown. Patricia Nyberg. Daniel M. Campagna. Ian T. Brill. Fred Hancock. Brandon M. Porter. Mary Catherine Armon. Nicole Paolillo. Matthew J. Bruzano. Navikaran Aneja. Kayla Phillip. Ellen M. Hawk. Jessica L. Fox Ivoli. Emily J. Lavin. Alex Peraglia. Teresa L. Stellano. Hannah Rosenfeld. Thank you. Amanda Murphy. Alec Weinstein. Rachel V. Burt. Aleana M. Witkowski. Alex Papiano. Sarah M. Dayton. Jack A. Manzi. Michael Prendergast. Justin Sagalo. Ben Brandwine. Jungmin Kim. Ne Yum Pak. Daniel R. Levitan. Savannah R. Cutie. Julian G. Guevara. William J. Flaherty. Courtney S. Hafkin. Jacqueline N. Lucchetti. Mariah K. Tyler, Pierce Butler, Georgi Gogliashvili, Antonia Jo Malozzi, Sophia Sanfilippo, Jennifer Smith, Madison K. Feibelkorn, Jacqueline K. Alphanis, Victoria Polanski, Ariana Santizzo, Nicholas V. Monaco, Catherine A. Schubert, Barbara R. Blake, Aiden E. Kelly, Delisa Hamichand, Zach J. Ben-Levy, Joshua Lee, Rebecca M. Sternshock, Nicole A. Tully, Micah Hazel, Zaudita L. Fender, Keziah T. Gonzalez, Lisa George, Helen M. Moore, Liesel A. Ramlal, Denise E. Rodriguez, Alonzo Africa, Dusan Perovic, Wilfredo Rodriguez, Nadav Gershon, Suzanne Margolis, Rona Neyman, Rachel Smith, Yelizaveta Boot, Erica N. Van Patten, Carly M. Burns, Michelle Randazzo, Victoria A. Takechokova, Claudia M. Tesoro, Chanda A. Badal, Harrison Chung, Harley A. Carroll, Anna C. Antunes, Gabrielle Cicino, Anthony V. Carexero, Ryan C. O'Connell, Jean Gao, Kristen D. DiPietras, Matthew Brennan, Ashley Wells, Kalik S. Bruhl, Valerie A. Lupo, Sasha D. Reiter, Alexis Brink, Natalie Stearns, Skylar Grolio, Gretchen Bogan, Amber Weinstock, Margaret M. Girardi, thank you, Casey Genualdo, Hallie J. Rothstein, Jacqueline H. Isaac, Andrew Korski, Michelle Chakansky, Georgia A. West, Sophia Kutavas, Allison A. Detzel, Sophia G. Valente, Allison O. Young, Wesley C. Mogensen, Jennifer Santamaria, Joseph B. Peplowski, Emily Chu, Mackenzie Collins, Krista M. Roselle, Kyle J. Tomoski, Jonathan Galantner, Ryan Feiner, Timothy P. Daly, Jordan Hill, Zachary H. Broder, Adam R. Bellizzone, Kenneth Fox, Brian L. Deinstadt, Gabriel Norflus, Donna Wood Craig, Sean A. Brady, Tashiana D. Williams, Emmett P. Roach, Alexander Vignali, Yunsu Kim, Lauren Solomon, Peter Klein, Isra Haji, Renel Sabrina Pereira, Zachary J. Gaskill, Connor Seymour, Noah Brock, Ariel Taub, Sabrina Tenteromano, Lydia Pepe, Lawrence Burnham, Savannah R. Swillinger, Adam D. Solomon, Marley Cherwin Zangwill, Troy D. Parker. You got a card? Okay. Timothy Blond, Oliver Short, Matisse Clayton Fernandez, Sebastian Vargas, Julio C. Jimenez, Justin Vega, Judith T. Thomas, Courtney V. Densmore, Aaron M. O'Reilly, Cara Bilello, Brad Calandrillo, Celine Dorsenville, Rosemary Espinal, Anthony Findley, Remy C. Snow, Melissa K. Padilla, Shania Z. Zorajap, Daniel Pressman, Juliana M. Klein, Allison Roma. Thank you, Professor. Would Professor Patricia DiLorenzo from Integrative Neuroscience join us to recognize your majors? Okay. Yep. Mac Josh G. Rendelar, Sabrina F. Lee, Aldwin Villanueva, Win Bim Fung, Jade Chen, Andrea Lin, Fiona Fong, Kelly Chu, Holly F. Matrasso. Allison Parella. Sarah K. Hyde. Cameron M. Irani. Aaron Y. Tabibzadeh. George Rafia. Fei Shang. Jessica V. Obi. Esther P. Luo. Rashida Shardo. Sidonia Lake. Jake B. Vallon. Rachel Jun Kwan. Rebecca Lee Mallets. Lauren Adam. Cassandra Olakanma. Ya Takiwa. Kimberly Na. Chevy Lewis. Kirsten A. Batch. Morgan E. Batch. Min Hu Choi. Margaret E. McCarthy. Aiden Papalia. Jason C. Shinegold. Tyler Allen. Morgan E. Cinemo. Camille N. Phillips. Aqua S. Aduse. Megan N. Parmalee. Rachel H. Stearns. Ashley S. Matthew. Lauren E. Artizon. Eric Kong. Jean Bay. Navid Tariq. Mireille Cateau. Lauren A. Fernandez. Chris J. Buscalia. Gloria Song. Jiyun Yu. David R. Golan. Jonathan Myman. Danielle J. Wilson. Anastasia Sabyuk. Anthony Panaccio. Krista E. O'Leary. Kimberly A. Manzi. Nara Chung. Nicolette Petrus. Danielle R. Newberry. Joshua Shodero. Maria Santa Cruz. Saidi Akjul. Jessica Van Name. Sarah A. Caputi. Karen J. Gonzalez. Carolina M. Benitez. Carolina. Kimberly Tyler. Edid Ali. Maria A. Fort. Lindsay L. Ivers. Bianca D. Balwan. Caitlin N. Moy. Lisa J. Caleo. Michael Lavano. Caroline L. Irwin. Camilla Herban. Shoshana L. Siegel. Blake W. Fitzpatrick. David Mezukevich. Simona Maximian. Anthony J. Doria. Kimberly J. Acosta. Emily M. Rooney. Anne-Marie L. Springer. Samantha R. Petrucci. Binish Khan. Hannah J. Edestedt. Caitlin McTiernan. Catherine Castillo. Victoria A. Uyo. Melanie Dietrich. Olivia L. Jansen. Amanda L. Cook. Cora P. Sileo. Emily Saba. Brent Topping. Sarah Lefkowitz. Jesse N. Vanger. Catherine H. Kelly. Brianna M. DeVicentis. Mariah L. Martindale. Mika Bardell. Mira M. Bishawi. Marissa L. Caniston. Michael O'Donnell. Blake A. Topper. Kendra A. Deschamps. Max Goldfarb. Bailey Higgins. Leslie J. Davidoff. Jillian Montviedes. Elia Bregman. Amara Agoke. Kimberly Chan. Abu Rahat. Jack Moy. Eunice Tekin. Kevin Tapa. Matthew Pavlika. Michael E. Goldberg. Melissa Butler. Ashley M. Manillo. Victoria Janari. Lindsay C. Broody. Michelle K. Piazza. Drazen Schreckengost. Samantha R. McDonough. Samantha H. Bloom. Sarah I. M. Crystal V. Casado. Cynthia Escobar. William J. Albert. Kiana Z. Beckles. Melanie R. Reyes. Tachira Picardo. William J. Farrell. Gabriela Taru. Mia E. Quetchin. Anthony Sala. Sean P. Farrell. Shannon R. Pizzella. Emily R. Cachalia. Matthew B. Siegel. Michael Heiss. Jacqueline Wecht. Maxwell P. Keston. Ariel S. Pistiner. Eliana B. Bensorek. Emily A. Pavata. Erica L. Miller. Paradise E. Blackwood. Stephanie Ijoma. Gabby B. Zweig. Maya K. Sirkin. Jessica Hill. Talia Ditkoff. Melis Cabas. Emily Kansas. Luciana H. Skinner. Catherine A. Chamakin. Lakshmi Hurendum. Lily Graham Collins. Jonathan Vogler. Nicholas Valentino. Dan Smolarczyk. Rebecca L. Weissman. Laura A. Sakai. Ashley Kravitz. Amelia J. Coakley. Miriam Gabaru. Stephen Petrelli. Scott M. Gold. Martin Gross-Lachitsky. Harsh Patel. Allison N. Johnstone. Christine M. Johnson. Tony Ann Christensen. Eric J. Smith. Veronica A. Lennon. Zara Shabir. Anvita A. Jagasia. Anju D. Sanchala. Rima M. Shah. Nikesh Shah. Rohan Datla. Gary Lang. Ariana J. Moreno. Danielle Lieberman. Kayla Basedow. Sarah E. Cooper. Alyssa N. White. Jordan C. Carpenter. Stephanie K. McGorry. Robert J. Jimenez. Irene E. Torito. Gabrielle A. Abbott. Katrina F. Najek. Kayla P. Riley. Anna A. Forlova. Kimberly T. Drago. Zi Xuan Deng. Chi Nguyen. Sarah F. D'Souza. Allison M. Pamper. Cassandra Charles. Anna Benaquisto. Brendan Hickey. Chi Wu. Sam E. Chermak. Joel A. Amakohene. Angela Lynn. Kelly No. Jeremy B. Boss. Anika Chowdhury. Ellen Chedet. Kaiser Awan. Fred Rodriguez. Veronica D. Wang. Nicholas Graham. Magdalena Palak. Claire A. Loredan. Natalie Lista. Mackenzie M. Hurd. Kimberly L. Smith. Sadid Alam. Lucas H. Fishbein. Russell Hu. Lloyd H. Chow. Lisha Mack. Tyler Spohr. Samuel Burke. Aria Horizade. Asuka Sakaguchi. Xiaoxing Chichurka. Lauren A. Miller. Stephanie Ratchaff. Nicole Senderovich. Daniel J. Rosen. Brandon Rojas. Denise Encarnacion.
Will all baccalaureate degree candidates please rise? President Stanger, I am honored to present to you these candidates for the baccalaureate degree by the university.
For those who have successfully completed all degree requirements by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on each of you the appropriate baccalaureate degree with all the rights and privileges accompanying it. On behalf of the Binghamton University community, I congratulate you all for this well-earned accomplishment. As is customary upon conferral of the baccalaureate degree, you may now move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, partners, and friends, I present to you the Binghamton University Harpur College of Arts and Sciences class of 2018.
Would everyone please rise? Gentlemen, remove your hats as we sing the Binghamton University alma mater. We invite everyone to join in singing the refrain and second verse. The lyrics can be found on the back cover of your commencement program. The spring commencement proceedings of Harpur College, the State University of New York at Binghamton, are now concluded. We kindly ask the audience to remain seated for the academic recessional, and once the recessional is completed, please exit as soon as you are able safely to allow the families of the next ceremony's graduates to enter.